whatever may be the danger which will come to you, known or unknown. Say we are going in a car, suddenly we find a lorry is coming, we are going to, nothing, you can't do anything. It's straight at you, it has come nearer. Then, or suddenly somewhere the gunmen come and point their gun at you. At all times, if only you remember the Lord, there is Raam, nothing will happen. Somehow, all those danger will pass away. What happened was, there was one Raam an engineer, in the district board at Lucknow. He's not alive, his son is dead, his son is a chief engineer. He's one of the trustees of our ministry, and his father is also a district. And when he was posted there as an engineer, he used to call for tenders, and then whatever the lowest tender, to him that work will be allotted. So many works have to be done, so many buildings have to be built. But the work will be allotted to the lowest tender. It's the government rule. So accordingly, there was one particular contractor. He was famous for putting all the engineers under his thumb by giving them money, corruption money and all that. So that the day previous to the day, they will read out all the various tenders and then declare, I choose this being the lowest. The previous day itself, he will come to know what are the rates that others have quoted, say 1 or 2 days earlier, and accordingly he will quote 100 rupees less his tender, so his tender will be selected. Now, when this engineer has come, he was very strict. He says, no, tomorrow before all it will be read, before that it won't be read. You have to submit your tender before that day. Very inconvenient, because now he doesn't know how much others quote, and in many cases the tenders went to others. He rarely got 1 or 2. So he wanted somehow to eliminate this engineer. So what he did was, one day at 1:30, the engineer was going home for his lunch. This contractor came just in front of him and he said, sir, I had submitted the tender. The earnest money to be given along with every tender, I will definitely do this work. He has to pay some money, it's called earnest money. He had not paid the earnest money. So he said, sir, today is the last date for paying it. If I go there, nobody will be there, they will be in the khana pina, they will be eating and all that. So, you please give it to the cashier in my name and let him enter it. He gave 500 rupee notes, out of which then he took it. He said, okay, when I come back I will give it to you. He hardly went some 20-30 steps. The police came and caught him. They took the notes. They were all marked notes. That is, he has already got them signed by a district magistrate. So, to prove that he gave him some corruption money, he gave it. And then he put a case against him. He took corruption money from me. Goes, lanja vagina. And the case went on. He comes from a very good family. So, the case was going against him because it was marked notes. So he thought, I have brought discredit to my entire family now. I won't live. I would commit suicide. Instead of committing suicide here, perhaps if I go and fall into the Ganges, my next birth may be better. So he thought of going to Haridwar and drowning into the river, drowning himself into the river. So that night he started, he was going to Haridwar. Suddenly when night, 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, he was thinking, why go to the Haridwar and end my life? Why not from here? I will jump down when it is going fast. And I will end my life. What is that significance? So he was coming up to the exit gate. When he opened the exit door, one short Swamiji was standing with both hands like this. He said, oh my God. Now how to go? How to tell him, you get out, I want to commit suicide. So he went back. Again he came at night, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. That man was standing there. He said, chalo yaar, I will go to Haridwar and live my life. Next day morning he went to Haridwar. The main ghat where one takes the bath is called Harki Paudi. That is where Dharmaji, when he was to do the first creation, he did the homa there. So that place is most holy. So he went there and sat and he was watching in which place it is deeper, in which side it is shallow. So that he can come at night and he can drown himself. He got down himself and all the below there, somebody will draw him out. At that time, some brahmachari came and told him, see that this is called Rajaputana Dharamshala. My guru has come back from a tour to Kerala and is there. He asked me to bring you there to him. He wanted to talk to you. He said, see, all these Mahatmas after money. You tell him I don't have any money. So, I am not coming. Tell him I don't have any money. That fellow didn't leave. In case you refuse to come, my Guruji sent second message to you. The second message is, the life has been given by God. It belongs to Him. You have no right to leave it when you want, without His consent. So, my God, that fakir knows that I want to drown myself and I want to commit suicide. Then reluctantly he went behind him to that Dharamsala. Then Swami called him with all kindness, seated him. He told him, straight he told him, hey, don't worry, you are going to win this case. Now the case is all going against me. I have no evidence against. All evidence are to prove that I am a corrupt man. Then he began to weep and tell all his story, what happened and all. I know all that. I will tell you one shloka. You go on repeating. The next time the case will be closed, you will be acquitted. See, Swamiji, I have been in the courts of Mughal emperors and all that, my grandfathers and all that. I know only Urdu. I cannot pronounce your this Sanskrit daba daba gulu udu gulu. I can't pronounce it. So please save me. I don't want any mantra. Don't worry. I will dictate word by word and then I will train you completely till you are able to read it. It's a small mantra. Then he told him, apadam apahartaram dataram sarvasampadam lokabhiramam sriramam bhujo bhujo namamyam. And with great difficulty he was writing, apadam, he wrote something else. Apahartaram, he could never pronounce. He said apa, then har, taram. Like that he was telling, and then he made him repeat apadam, apahartaram. Tell apahartaram. Like that he spent 1 hour on him and made him pronounce it. And he asked him, you write in Urdu. He wrote in Urdu. And he went away. He asked the thing from where the Swamiji comes. He comes from Vasishtha in Himalayas. His name is Swami Purushottamananda. He was my guru. Then he went there. The development was the registrars, the chief officer there in the court, he somehow got a lot of sympathy for this man because he knew that he should be a very straightforward engineer, and that fellow is booking him somehow. So he called his vakil and told him, see, if goose is given, the entire amount should be goose. Out of 500 rupees, only 400 rupees were marked. And he was thinking it is only 400 rupees. Before giving it to you, he remembered it is 500 rupees they had as money. So he put it from his pocket, it is unmarked. A man who gives goose, he will not give a part marked from the district magistrate and put some money from his pocket. He won't do that. So, night without anybody's knowledge, he took a photographer and took an actual photography. No question of taking it and so on. He is not allowed to take the thing outside. So, the photographer came in his big camera, he took a photo of that page where this is all written. On that basis he argued, and then it was proved that the earnest money was 500, not 400. So, the judge pronounced at 12 o'clock that day that I acquit him. There are no evidences to prove that he took booze. And every evidence shows that he perhaps took only the earnest money. So, he was released. When he was just coming out of the court, his son came running from the house. Papa, your house address on telegram has come. The telegram was, congratulations on your release, Purushottamananda. And this telegram was given previous day at Rishikesh at 11 o'clock it is written. Otherwise it won't come immediately. So yesterday 11 o'clock he has already written to him, congratulations on your release. Immediately, that very night, he started and went to Kuha. Since that day, they were simply slaves of that Swamiji.